It is Wednesday. It is the 4th of February. 5:34. I'm Emily Vukovic.
And I'm Tom Reynolds, and we have major problems on the highways already. A closure of the 401 out in the Durham region. It's closed at Brock Street, right across to Salem. We have a fatal crash that happened at 10 o'clock last night. An impaired driver lost control in front of a truck. The truck went hit the guardrail and is flipped over, and he was killed, the truck driver.
And they still haven't moved the truck.
It's still sitting there. So it's going to be there for a while. Right now, everything closed. You'll have to use the alternates for sure. We'll talk more about that coming up.
All right. Well, the snow that we're seeing this morning is certainly not going to be helping your commute. It's not going to last all day. I mean, we're looking at a few centimeters. I had a few centimeters in my car in Oakville this morning. We're looking at anywhere between kind of 3 and 5 centimeters widespread.
Yeah.
A little on the cold side, but I don't think too many people were minding it. Now, we've got more snow on the way today and more on the weekend. Details on that coming up. But first, Tom, the 401. Well, here's this clipper that's moving through throughout this morning hours, but behind it, the only thing we're going to see potentially is a little bit of lake effect pickup, and down towards the Niagara, kind of St. Catharines area, we could pick up a heavier accumulation just with another system to our south. Throughout the day tomorrow, temperatures are still going to be quite cold. Good morning. Thanks for joining us on this, well, fairly snowy morning in some areas. It's Wednesday. It is the 4th of February, 5:44. I'm Emily Vukovic.
I'm Tom Reynolds. We have 3 incidents with tractor trailers involved. The 401 is closed out of the Durham region, first of all, at Brock Street. We've got a fatal crash there, probably 7 o'clock before the 401 reopens, so we have to use the alternates. We've got another one now at just west of Highway 25 in Milton, truck in the ditch, right lane blocked. Another one at Town Line Road, westbound 401, as you head across towards the area of Cambridge. So a lot of problems out there on the 401 right now.
All right. Well, it might be due to this. We've got some light snow coming down in the area roads. But the main thing is that it's not 40 centimeters, which is what we saw earlier this week in Hamilton.
That's right. So we're still digging out a little bit, but it's going to be slick underfoot and under tires, so just be careful.
A lot of people had a snow day, so they needed to clean up the day after. All right. We'll talk long range. We'll get you into the weekend. But first, Tom, tell us all about those incidents. Well, once this clipper moves through, we're not looking at too bad of a day. We may see a little bit of sunshine. And then tonight, we do have a system to our south that could just brush by Hamilton and through the Niagara region, giving us a little bit more snowfall. For tomorrow, we're looking at relatively clear skies, but temperatures are going to be dropping significantly behind that cold front. It's going to be feeling back to the minus 20s. Friday, a very weak clipper system moves through, giving us a light dusting. And then Saturday into Sunday, we've got this clipper that could be bringing us a little bit more accumulating snow. But by the weekend, temperatures are going to be closer to our seasonal average, especially on Saturday. Here's a look at the snow as it's coming down by the radar. We're seeing it lightly through Kitchener and in through Hamilton and through the downtown core. I mean, we're not going to be picking up serious accumulations for this. We're looking at about 2 to 5 centimeters, for the most part less than 3. But if you're down towards the Hamilton area, this system to the south that's coming in tonight could certainly skirt just a little bit further north. We could see some heavier snowfall accumulations through Niagara and through St. Catharines. We're looking at about 5 to 10 centimeters there. Once this clipper passes through the cold front, it'll put a dent in our temperatures, that's for sure. We are going to be seeing much colder air filter in, so tomorrow it's going to feel back into the minus teens, minus 20s range. Weak clipper moves in throughout the day on Friday, giving us a few flurries, and then Saturday into Sunday, another clipper comes our way, and this one could give us a little bit more accumulating snowfall. Temperatures are cold. Tomorrow we're looking at minus 12, feeling like minus 19. Friday, minus 5, and then more snow coming in just in time for the weekend. Good morning. It's Wednesday. It is February the 4th. Thanks so much for joining us here on the Weather Network. 4 minutes after 6 o'clock, I'm Emily Vukovic.
And I'm Tom Reynolds, and already big problems on the 401. Closures of the 401 westbound at Brock Street in Whitby. This because of a fatal crash that happened last night. Probably 7 o'clock before that opens. Expect delays. Another one eastbound coming out of Town Line at Cambridge on the 401. It's backlogged. I was just tweeting Cheryl Plouffe to give herself more time through that stretch because she's going to be held up in that as well because of another tractor trailer crash. Another one in Milton. So we've had 3 problems on the 401, all causing delays.
Well, I think the snow may have something to do with it. We have very slippery road conditions. Less snow is sometimes worse than more snow. St. Catharines, that's where we could be picking up closer to 8 centimeters. We have a system to our south tonight that could bring up a little bit more accumulation, but not by much. I don't know about you, Tom, but I kind of enjoyed yesterday.
Yeah, it was not too bad. It was a lovely day. I know.
Centimeters. And a few more centimeters on the way today, and then possibly even into this weekend. I'll have details on that coming up. But first, Tom, give us an update on the 401. Well, once this clipper moves through, we could see a few scattered showers later on this afternoon, but it's really just going to be a morning event. Our cold front is going to put a dent in our temperatures. We're going to drop significantly, and by tomorrow, we're actually going to be feeling like the -20s again. We do have a very weak clipper system that's going to be moving through on Friday, and then Saturday into Sunday, another clipper. This one could actually be bringing us a little bit more accumulating snow. Temperatures today are pretty mild, but tomorrow we cool right back down again, a daytime high of -12. Well, it is quite light, as you can see on the radar, and in some areas it looks as though we might be picking up some mixing, maybe some freezing drizzle down towards the London, Sarnia area, but for the most part, I mean, we're not seeing a ton of snow. We're picking up about 3 centimeters possible, a little bit more down towards the Niagara, St. Catharines area because we do have a system to our south tonight. I'll show you that. Once this clipper moves through, the cold front is certainly going to cool down our temperatures. There's that system to the south. That could drop a few more centimeters of snow. And then tomorrow we're looking at a fairly clear but fairly cold day. We're going to be back into wind chills feeling more like the -teens to the -20s. Come Friday, weak system. Little tiny cold front moves through the area, giving us some light flurry activity. And then we do have another clipper moving in Saturday into Sunday. And this one could give us a little bit more accumulating snow. So if you've got plans to take the kids skiing this weekend, if you're going skating or tobogganing, you're certainly going to have a great weekend for it. But make sure you do it Saturday, not Sunday, because Saturday temperatures are going to be a lot milder. Thanks, Kim. And if you want to check out more around the world videos, just head to our website, theweathernetwork.com. I'm Emily Vukovic. Thanks for joining us on this Wednesday. It is the 4th of February. Temperatures are relatively mild today, but they're certainly not helping the slippery road conditions. In some cases, they're almost making it worse. It was a very, very slippery drive Monday and even yesterday. Today, I'd love to tell you that it's better, but it's not because we've got a little bit more snow on the way. This is wet snow causing slippery road conditions. We're not looking at a huge accumulation. We're only looking at about 3 centimeters down towards the south through Hamilton and in through Niagara. We do have a system to our south tonight that could actually give us a little bit more accumulation there, but for the most part, it's just trace amounts. By the afternoon tomorrow, we've got much colder temperatures flooding in with a bit of a northwesterly flow behind that cold front. So get out and enjoy the mild temperatures today because tomorrow it'll feel back to the -20s. Here's Tom now with an update on your morning commute. It's very light, but it is coming down, making roads pretty slick just on the QE right now through Hamilton over towards Toronto. We're not looking at heavy accumulations. What you saw kind of through the overnight, if you've already gone out and brushed off your car this morning, that's pretty much what we're going to be getting. But still down towards Hamilton and in through the Niagara region, we could pick up a few more centimeters tonight. After this clipper goes through, we've got a system to the south that is going to be picking up some moisture and dropping a few more centimeters through that region. A little bit of lake effect also quite possible. Godrich up through Wyerton throughout the day today. Behind this cold front, our temperatures are going to drop dramatically. So tomorrow is going to be much colder than today. We're going to be back feeling like the -20s. Weak clipper moves through on Friday, and then Saturday into Sunday, another clipper moves through southern Ontario, and this one could give us a little bit more accumulation. Temperatures, if you've got plans this weekend, I would suggest getting outside maybe on Saturday instead of Sunday, because temperatures are certainly going to be much milder. We're looking at a daytime high of -3 for Saturday. Good morning. Thanks for joining us on this Wednesday, February the 4th. It is 6:44. I'm Emily Vukovic.
And I'm Tom Reynolds, and we've had some pretty major crashes already this morning. One happened at 10 o'clock last night. I was just talking to Sergeant Kerry Smith at the scene of the crash, and I'll tell you what information he gave me in just in a couple of minutes.
All right, first let's check in with Kevin Yard. Now, I'm not exactly sure where Kevin is right now. Maybe someone can tell me. Kevin, where are you? Where is he? John?
I'm heading to the moon. I'm heading to the moon.
All right, thanks so much, Kevin. Have you heard of what Richmond Hill firefighters are doing?
No.
They're asking you to adopt a fire hydrant in your neighborhood. And it's your responsibility to take care of it, to make sure that the snow is cleared around your fire hydrant to protect you and your neighbors.
Well, my dog has his own fire hydrant.
Does he protect it?
He does. He guards it.
Does he clean off the snow?
He does.
Let's take a look at the radar. Oh, gross. He has an update on your morning commute. Well, it's coming down very, very light, and it's going to continue to come down very light throughout the better part of the morning and even into the early afternoon. System to our south could bring Hamilton, St. Catharines, Niagara a few more centimeters of accumulation, and then behind the cold front, Temperatures cool down dramatically. It's going to be much colder tomorrow. We're looking at wind chills feeling closer to minus 19. Weak clipper moves in again on Friday, giving us some very light snow. And then Saturday into Sunday, we could see a few more centimeters of accumulation with another clipper. Temperatures okay on Saturday, cold by Sunday. Hi there. Thanks so much for joining us here on the Weather Network. I'm Emily Vukovic. It's Wednesday. It is the 4th of February, and temperatures are actually kind of mild today. They will cool down, however. We've got a system moving through the area today. It is going to bring in some cold air, and that's really the trend right into the weekend and early next week. We've got this big trough in the jet stream. I know we're all jealous of those that are sitting under the beautiful ridge through southern BC, southern Alberta, and even getting into southern Saskatchewan. But for us to the east, it is cold, and it looks as though it is going to stay cold. We've got the clipper moving through today. Tomorrow is going to be frigid yet calm. We're going to start to feel wind chills back into the minus teens, back into the low minus 20s. By Friday, we do have another clipper that's going to be very weak moving through, giving us a few isolated flurries, especially to the north. And then Saturday, we have another system. I mean, it seems to be the year of the clippers. They're just one after another after another. And I mean, the good thing about clippers is that they don't tend to bring in a lot of snowfall, and they're quick. They move in, they do what they need to do, and then they move out. We've got a clipper sliding through for Saturday, so it is going to be quite windy, but temperatures are going to be quite mild. We could pick up a couple of centimeters of snow. Now, Sunday, it is going to be windy and it's going to be colder behind that cold front of that clipper. Temperatures are going to be dropping. The snow will taper off, and then we're going to be looking at cold conditions literally for the rest of the month. For mid-February and early March, cold, cold, cold. And then, hey, what do you know? More cold. This is through mid-March. I know, we're starting to think, wait a minute, did that groundhog really know what he was talking about? Oh, good old Wyerton Willie gave us an early spring, but I don't know, looking at these maps makes me think otherwise. Temperatures are going to stay cold right through to March, and we're looking at a mild day today, but colder temperatures throughout the day tomorrow for the GTA. Good morning. Thanks for joining us on this Wednesday. It is February the 4th. 4 minutes after 7 o'clock, I'm Emily Vukovic.
And I'm Tom Reynolds, and we've already had a number of crashes on the 401, one out in Cambridge, a tractor trailer involved. We have a full closure of the 401 westbound in towards Brock Street because of a fatal crash last night. They're opening it up soon, but still not open.
All right, well, we're going to check in with Kevin Yard. He's in St. Catharines this morning. And Kevin, I went to school in St. Catharines High School, and I believe you're actually standing in front of one of my old stomping grounds, one of my old favorite malls.
Sorry.
Kevin, I had my 20-year high school reunion like 2 years ago, so it's been a while since I've been back. Yeah. Temperatures today are relatively mild, as Kevin was mentioning, but the snow has certainly been a nuisance. Do we have more snow on the way for the remainder of the week? I will answer that question in your long range, but first, here's Tom with traffic. Well, once this clipper moves through, we're going to see a fairly decent afternoon, but we do have a system to our south that just could skirt near Hamilton through the Niagara region and through St. Catharines, giving us a little bit more accumulating snow for tonight. For tomorrow, after that cold front moves out, we are going to be seeing much colder temperatures, feeling more like the minus teens into the minus 20s. A very weak system moves through on Friday, and then this is our next snowmaker. We've got a clipper moving in for Saturday and into Sunday. We could see a few centimeters of accumulation. Saturday will be mild, and then Sunday we return to very cold temperatures. Well, as you can see, it's really moved out of our area. It's very, very light coming down through Kitchener and in through Hamilton. Not a ton of accumulation. Heaviest is over, so what we do see is just going to be scattered flurries throughout the rest of the morning and into the afternoon. We do, however, have a system to the south that could bring up a few more centimeters through Hamilton and in through Niagara, through St. Catharines. But behind the cold front, I think our big story is going to be our cold temperatures. We're going to drop significantly tonight. It'll feel like the mid minus 20s, and then tomorrow we're looking at daytime highs feeling like minus 19. Another weak clipper moves through on Friday, and then Saturday, Sunday, another system moves in. Another clipper could bring us a few more centimeters of accumulation through the GTA. Hi there, good morning. Thanks for joining us on this Wednesday. It is the 4th of February. 44 minutes after the hour, I'm Emily Vukovic.
And I'm Tom Reynolds. Hump day. We're halfway through this work week. It's been a bit challenging this week. We've had some pretty major snow, so still a lot of cleanup and a little bit more to add to it. Crashes out on the 401, still closed out in Whitby. I'm hopeful Carrie's not lying to me. Carrie Schmidt, the sergeant on the scene. It's still closed, but hopefully will be open momentarily.
All right, well, we're going to head out to St. Catharines where we joined Kevin Yard this morning. Now, Kevin, you were being all tough earlier. You had your toque on, and because somebody told you that it wasn't toque weather, you whipped it off and you threw it. Did you lose it in the snowbank, or what's the deal here? Thanks, Kevin. Thanks, Nadine. Yeah, our Weather Network vehicles, they certainly put up a tough fight when it comes to storm chasing. Snowfall for us, well, for the most part, it is just very light accumulation, about 3 centimeters, possibly. Enough to make the road slick, though, and there have been some serious issues. Here's Tom with more on that. Well, once this clipper sinks to our south, we're just going to see a lot of cold air filling in behind it. Weak system down towards the Hamilton, Niagara region could bring a few centimeters of snow tonight. Tomorrow, a much colder day, and then Friday, a very weak cold front coming through, giving us a few flurries. Saturday into Sunday, this clipper looks as though it could be giving us a bit of accumulation. Right now, we're saying general amounts, 5 to 10 centimeters through the GTA. Good morning. Thanks so much for joining us here on the Weather Network. It is Wednesday. It's the 4th of February. 4 minutes after 8 o'clock. I'm Emily Vukovic.
And I'm Tom Reynolds, and I know I've been promising the 401 is going to reopen.
Yeah, you just need to stop, really.
I'm not going to promise anymore. I said, Carrie, you're making me look very bad.
He's blaming the sergeant.
Well, it is the sergeant's fault.
It's not his fault.
It totally is his fault.
How is it his fault?
Because he keeps on telling me it's going to open and it's not. Why
well,
did you just say
says
8
it'll
o'clock?
Open any minute.
Anyway, it's still closed out at Brock Street, and we're hopeful it'll be open momentarily.
Don't worry, Carrie, I got you back.
Yeah.
Kevin here joins us in St. Catharines this morning, and it's a cool-ish start to the day. But Kevin, this is probably one of the most milder starts that you've had this week. Kevin, I don't know why you're doing this. Your days are going to be numbered. Like, you're selling your job to people.
Well, I think he can put his toque back on now, considering she had her headwear on.
Yeah, absolutely.
He can't be shamed of wearing his toque anymore.
Right. Well, we do have a little bit of snow flying in the area. Looking at a ton of accumulation, but it's certainly enough to make the roads greasy, and that is exactly what's happened today. We've had major collisions. Tom's going to give us more on that. Cambridge to Oakville. Normally takes her about 45 minutes to an hour. That's it. Double the time. All right, we're looking at this clipper sinking south. We've got scattered flurries behind it. System to our south could bring Hamilton, Niagara, St. Catharines a few centimeters tonight. Tomorrow, big story is going to be the cold. We clear out, but we cool down behind that cold front. A very weak cold front moving through on Friday, and then a clipper system Saturday into Sunday could be bringing us, generally speaking, amounts of about 5 to 10 centimeters throughout the GTA. Well, it's really started to taper off, but as Tom was just showing on the cameras, you could just kind of see the light snow flying around. I mean, it's not exactly calm when it comes to our winds either, so blowing, drifting, snow in some areas could be a bit of an issue. Not a lot of accumulation. We're looking at about 3 centimeters. Many areas have already picked that up, and that's going to be kind of the worst that you'll see. Once this clipper moves out, a lot of cold air moves in behind it. And we do have a system to the south that could bring Hamilton, St. Catharines, and through Niagara a few centimeters by tonight. Arctic air filters in. We do have a very weak clipper system moving in on Friday, and then Saturday, Sunday, another system that could actually give us about 5 to 10 centimeters of snow through the GTA. What a mess. Can you believe they were trapped for 5 hours last night after this accident happened? I couldn't even imagine. Orangeville, Kitchener, Hamilton, everybody's still seeing a little bit of light snow. Not a ton. We're only seeing, a few centimeters of accumulation. And behind this clipper, our big story is certainly going to be the cold air that rushes in behind it. We've got temperatures through the overnight feeling more like the mid-minus 20s. Tomorrow morning, our daytime high is going to be feeling like minus 19, daytime high of minus 12. Very weak cold front coming through on Friday, giving us a few flurries. And then Saturday and into Sunday, another system moving in. This one has the potential to drop about 5 to 10 centimeters throughout the GTA. Hi there, good morning. Thanks for joining us here on the Weather Network. It's Wednesday. It is the 4th of February, 44 minutes past 8 o'clock. I'm Emily Vukovic.
And I'm Tom Reynolds. We've had a closure of the 401 all morning long since 10 o'clock last night at right over towards the area of Brock Street in Whitby. It's finally reopened. So that is good news. The bad news is now there's a crash on the QEW at Burloak, and that's going to affect your drive home.
It really is.
Someone's injured in this crash, so the right lanes will be blocked.
Alrighty then. After that good news, let's check in with Kevin. He is in beautiful St. Catharines this morning. The snow has been lightly falling, and Kevin, a lot of people around you are kind of dressed for milder conditions. Is that how it feels out there?
You had something you wanted to say?
Good luck with the baby, Emily.
Hey, I didn't even tell her to say that, Emily.
Well, thanks so much. That's very sweet. The baby.
Oh, baby.
Tom and I were just reminiscing about our school days, and both of us agreed that we never want to go back.
No, it was nice while it lasted, but, I mean, really, I'm glad it's over.
Just watching them watch the class.
My son started biology yesterday, and he was, all that stuff.
No, thank you.
Yeah.
we're happy where we are right
Exactly.
here. All right, let's take a look at the radar. We'll talk more about your long range in just a moment, but first, here's some of traffic. Well, once this Clipper system gets finished with us, we are going to be seeing a clearing trend into the evening overnight. We do have a system to our south that could bring Hamilton, St. Catharines to Niagara, a couple of centimeters of snow, but I think our big story for tomorrow is going to be the cold air that's ushering in behind the cold front. Very weak cold front through the day on Friday, and then Saturday into Sunday, another Clipper system moves through the southern Ontario, and this one has the potential to bring about 5 to 10 centimeters of snow through the GTA, so make sure you get out today and enjoy the mild air. Hi there, good morning. Thanks for joining us here on the Weather Network. I'm Emily Vukovic. It's Wednesday, it is the 4th of February. We're dealing with a little bit of a cool start to the day, but certainly nothing in comparison to what it's been earlier this week. Now, Kevin, you have been a real trooper. On Monday, you were out in 40 centimeters of snow in Hamilton. Yesterday, you were in Waterloo, braving the slippery road conditions, and today, we've almost given you a little bit of a break. You're in beautiful St. Catharines. It's mild. You don't even have your toque on. Thanks so much, Kevin. All right, well, today, we've been seeing this light snow kind of on and off throughout southern Ontario. It's not amounting to much, but it has been making roads really, really slick. We've had a lot of issues on many of the major highways today. We are going to see a mild daytime high of -1 this afternoon. Once we get through with this Clipper, it's going to move to our east and south. We do have another system to the south that could actually just pop up a little bit further north, bring Hamilton, St. Catharines, Niagara, a few flurries, possibly a couple of centimeters tonight. By tomorrow, we clear right out, but we cool right down. It's going to be a cold day tomorrow. We're actually going to be feeling wind chills into the -20s in the morning, and then our daytime high feeling closer to -19. So very, very chilly. We do have a very weak system coming through on Friday, giving the north a few isolated flurries. And then Saturday into Sunday, another Clipper comes through. This one has the potential to drop about 5 to 10 centimeters, generally speaking, throughout the GTA. But, I mean, it's still a few days out, so make sure you stay tuned if you do have weekend travel plans. If you have weekend ski plans, this is going to be a great weekend for it. After the 40 centimeters of snow we saw on Monday through Hamilton, Oakville picked up about 30 centimeters. Areas a little bit further north, less. But still, fresh snow is always good snow for skiers and boarders. It's going to be mild on Saturday. We're looking at -3 as our daytime high, but then it cools down again on Sunday. Tomorrow's going to be a cold day through Hamilton, -12, feeling closer to -20, and it'll feel like -19 through Oshawa. Thanks so much for joining us here on the Weather Network. You can check out more of Kim's videos at our website, theweathernetwork.com. It's Wednesday. It is the 4th of February. And yeah, we've seen some snow here in southern Ontario, but this will put things in a little bit of perspective for Toronto. Last 3 weeks. So, I mean, we may see that over an entire season. They've seen that in like 3 snowstorms. No thanks. It'll feel like -24 through the overnight. Snowfall forecast, it's not substantial. It's enough to make roads greasy today, but for the most part, we're not looking at a ton of accumulation. Once this Clipper moves through, temperatures will be dropping throughout the day, and to the south, we could see a little bit more snowfall as the system comes up to the north, hits Hamilton, St. Catharines, into the Niagara region. A much colder day tomorrow. We're going to be feeling like the -teens into the -20s. And then we've got another weak system coming in for Friday, giving us a little bit of light snow, especially to the north. And then Saturday and into Sunday, another Clipper moves through. And this one could give us a little bit more accumulation. We're looking at -12 for tomorrow, -5 for Friday, and then mild for Saturday, but it is going to be fairly gusty. Thanks so much, weather expert Chris St. Clair. You can catch more Science Behind the Weather videos at our website, theweathernetwork.com. I'm Emily Vukovic. Thanks for joining us on this Wednesday. It is the 4th of February. Today, relatively mild compared to tomorrow. And we'll talk more about that coming up in the long range. But first, let's take a look back at yesterday. Dramatically, we've got that cold front coming through with the Clipper. It is going to drop our temperatures. We are looking at temperatures feeling more like the mid-20s tonight, and then a daytime high tomorrow feeling closer to -19. System to our south could bring the Niagara region a few more centimeters tonight, clearing out for tomorrow. By Friday, we've got a little weak Clipper system moving through that could bring us a light dusting through northern areas of the GTA. Saturday into Sunday, a new Clipper. I really feel like it's the year of the Clipper. I really do. Another Clipper is going to be moving through the GTA, giving us a few centimeters of snow. If you do have weekend activities planned, Saturday's probably the better day to get out. It is going to be windy. The temperatures are going to be much milder. We're looking at -3 for Saturday than they are going to be on Sunday. We're looking at -10. Very cool. Thanks so much, Rachel. I'm Emily Vukovic. Thanks for joining us here on the Weather Network. It is Wednesday. It is the 4th of February. It's a cool start to the day, but not as cold as it has been. We've been dealing with snow on and off for the better part of the morning, but very, very light snow. We've got a very weak clipper system that's moving through. That's where we're going to see another system kind of rear up from the south, and that's going to drop a couple of centimeters. Today, a mild afternoon. We're looking at -1, feeling like -7 with -24 with the wind. It is going to be very, very cold. Tomorrow we'll see some sunshine, but it is going to stay cold. So Kevin Yard will certainly have to bundle up tomorrow. Today, he is joining us live in St. Catharines. And Kevin, I've noticed a lot of people that you've been talking to this morning don't have their big, huge parkas on. They're not wearing toques or mitts in even some cases. Thanks, Kevin. Yes, she's certainly on top of it, isn't she? Behind this clipper, we've got cold air filtering in, so Kevin and Susanna will both have to bundle up tomorrow. We've got another clipper coming in Friday and another one for the weekend that could be bringing us about 5 to 10 centimeters. You can check out more of our top 5 videos at our website, theweathernetwork.com. Thanks for joining us. I'm Emily Vukovic. It's Wednesday. It is the 4th of February. And today is relatively mild compared to the conditions we saw yesterday. Now, we were dealing with a lot of snow on Monday, and because temperatures were so cold through the whole day, and as you can see, it was slippery underfoot too, so you really needed to take your time. We have been dealing with a little bit of snow earlier today, so again, take your time on the roads. They're a little slick. We've got about 3 centimeters on the ground. This clipper is really starting to move out, but we'll see scattered flurries through the afternoon, and then a system to our south could bring Hamilton through St. Catharines and through Niagara, a few centimeters of snow. We cool down dramatically behind the cold front tomorrow. Our wind chill values back into the -teens. Tonight it is going to feel like the -20s. A very weak cold front moving through on Friday, and then another clipper system moving through on Saturday and into Sunday. And this one could bring another 5 to 10 centimeters, generally speaking, throughout the GTA.